Why is it that you tend to binge on the foods that leave you feeling bloated, inflamed, and stuffed until the next day? We've all been there. You know those foods that it doesn't cooperate with your system. Maybe it leaves you bloated for a week. Maybe it makes you break out. Maybe you know that your stomach ends up hurting every single time you eat that type of chocolate cake or that type of cookie. Yet you still go back to it. And it's so frustrating because you know that this food doesn't make you feel good. You know that this food bloats you. Why do you keep eating this food? You know, dried mangoes used to be something that was like my favorite food. But I would eat an entire bag of dried mangoes. And if you've ever had dried fruit, it's delicious. All the sugar, it's great, but it makes you feel like crap. And I would literally be bloated for days, yet I would still be having an entire bag of dried mangoes in literally one sitting. I would have chocolate chip pancakes every single time that I was home alone, even though after having them, I'd be literally sitting on the toilet with my arms wrapped around my stomach, being like, I'm in so much pain. I'm never eating them again. Certain cookies would make my stomach hurt. And no matter what, I would have 5 of them. I want to actually share with you why this happens. So the moment that you eat something that bloats you, that leaves you feeling super full until the next day, doesn't cooperate with your system, is the moment that you have already decided, I failed. I messed up. And that is when the all or nothing mentality kicks in. This is when self-sabotage kicks in. Well, I'm already bloated. So I'm going to continue eating foods that bloat me. Well, I already had 5 cookies, so I might as well finish the tub of ice cream. Well, I had pasta for lunch, and now I feel so heavy. So I'm not going to go to my workout class. I'm just going to finish the chocolate that I have left in the pantry. It's like the inner rebel inside of you becomes very feisty. And the inner rebel inside of you wants to make you very known that you failed, that you messed up. And the moment you feel like I failed, I messed up, the day is a write-off. I'm not going to eat healthy the rest of the day. I feel like crap. I'm not going to go do my workout. I'm just going to eat all the other foods that make me bloated. Hi, Marie. I wish you the best of luck. So today's a write-off. It's like, I already feel like crap. I already feel like crap. I'm already bloated. Let me continue to eat foods that bloat me. This is the definition of literally self-sabotage. How long do binge cravings last? Well, there's a very big difference between cravings and urges. So cravings you want to honor. Urges. Marie, I feel like, were you on a live stream with me before? I feel like we maybe had a conversation. I don't know. But I'm happy you're still here. Welcome, Marie. So urges, urges can last varying lengths. What I will say, though, is when you don't give into an urge, the time that the urge stays around for, it collapses. It becomes shortened. So think back to, the very first time that you've ever experienced an urge, right? You're probably like, oh my gosh, this is so uncomfortable. I can't give in. But you probably were able to not give in. Maybe you eventually gave in, but it's like the duration was longer. But as you kept giving in, yes, they get shorter with time. Yes, as you kept giving in, then it feels like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything. I can't have a conversation with my partner. I can't focus on work. I just have to give in. Because you've trained your brain to say, I know what gives me relief. I know what gives me pleasure. I'm not going to just sit here and twiddle my thumbs and hopefully it goes away. It's like the urge becomes more intense and it feels even more impossible to not give in to. So your urges, hi Caroline, welcome to the live. Your urges will become less intense and also shorten in duration the more times you don't give in, okay? So going back to this concept, what are some foods that you eat that literally make you feel like absolute crap? What are those foods? Is it ice cream? Is it chocolate? Is it dried mangoes? You know it doesn't make you feel good, yet those are the foods that you binge on. Again, this happens because you automatically think, I failed, I messed up. Yeah, cookies, chips, ice cream. So it is a conscious decision for you to reframe your mind. Granola bars, protein bars is a huge one for a lot of the clients that I work with. Protein bars, I used to down like 5 protein bars in one sitting. So it is a conscious decision to reframe your mind. Instead of saying, I can't have the granola bar, I can't have the protein bar, I can't have the cookie, it's bad, I shouldn't eat it, that is going to create pressure. That's going to create more intrusive food thoughts of like, F it, I'm going to eat the whole freaking box. You've been there. Have you tried to not have those foods? Have you tried to not have those foods that bloat you, that make you feel like crap? When I used to live with my parents, I used to tell my mom, don't buy dried mangoes. Don't buy them. I can't have them. It's best if I don't have them. And all I wanted to do was have dried mangoes. So the moment I would go and buy them myself, or she would end up buying them, or I would go to somebody else's house and guess what? There was dried mangoes there. I wouldn't just have 1 or 2 or 3. I would eat them all. This is what happens. So instead of saying, I can't have that food, which creates pressure, which leads you to be more impulsive, which creates stronger urges for you to binge on them, you can shift your perspective to say, listen, I am this badass and I want to respect the body that I'm in. I want to take care of myself. So maybe I don't have as much of that food. Maybe I don't have it as often. There's a very big difference between telling yourself to never have it, which is going to cause you to actually spiral even more out of control, versus I probably shouldn't have as much as I normally do. This is out of love. This is out of respect for yourself. This is how you start treating yourself like a badass who's actually in control. Yes, urges go away completely 100%. I have not felt an urge to binge in well over 6 years. 100%. Absolutely. So now it's like, I haven't even bought dried mangoes in so long, but I think the last time I had them was probably at like my bridal shower in like 2021. And I only had like a few pieces because that's all I wanted. And that's the thing. When you shift your association to these foods, whether it's granola bars, protein bars, chocolate, ice cream, whatever it is, when you shift your association and instead of saying, this is bad, I probably shouldn't eat this, let me not buy it, again, which is going to create more impulsivity, which is actually going to cause you to binge on it, what you actually want to do is, again, say to yourself, I want to respect the body that I'm in. And when you respect yourself and maybe you don't have it as often, you don't feel like crap. And then you don't spiral into the all or nothing mentality. So I worked with one of my clients and her thing was bread. Sourdough bread. It was this cranberry walnut sourdough bread. And actually I tried it for the first time at my parents' house about, I think like 2 months ago. It is bomb-ass bread. Okay, it's so good. Sourdough, cranberry walnut, it's so good. But this client said, like, it's the biggest trigger for me. And I know it doesn't always make me feel the best, but I just always want it. And so I told her, this is not about don't buy it. This is about, do you need to have it every day? If you've had it for lunch, do you also need to have it before you go to bed? Probably not, right? So it's not restriction. It's not can't have it. This is I respect myself. This is I care about myself. This is I want to feel good. I want to feel good on my own skin, but also I want to have energy. I want to have clarity. I don't want to be having brain fog, feeling lethargic, bloated, inflamed, because I've also been there, and that's not fun. So this is really out of self-love. You have to make the conscious decision to say yes to yourself, to feeling good, to taking care of yourself, versus yes to foods that make you feel like crap. And again, it's not never having those foods, but it's about I'm choosing myself in this moment. Okay, I don't need the third protein bar. I don't need the second bowl of ice cream right now. Like, I am good. I honored my craving, but I know that if I have too much, then I get bloated. Hi, Maddie, I'm glad that you're here. And you said, I'm glad that you're talking about this. Well, I'm happy you're here. So it's not that you can't allow yourself to have those foods. You need to shift your association with those different foods and respect yourself more. I used to not respect myself. I'm like, I don't care if I feel like shit. I don't care if I'm bloated. I don't care if my leggings don't fit. But it's like, I did care. I didn't want to be that person. And so you have to start valuing yourself more. You have to say, hey, like, I am not restricting myself if I just have the one bowl of ice cream. If you know you can have one and it doesn't really make your stomach hurt, but the moment you have two, that's not restriction. Restriction is you want ice cream and you're telling yourself you can't have ice cream. But in this situation, if you know specific foods bloat you, it's not restriction. It's not restriction. If a food makes you feel like crap, it's not restriction to be like, I probably should be mindful of it. Self-sabotage is, oh, well, I don't want to restrict myself, so I'm just going to eat it. Even though it bloats you and it makes you feel like crap, that's self-sabotage. You're better than that. You are better than that. So if you want to become the kind of person that respects yourself, that feels better in your own skin, that could make these healthy shifts without feeling restricted, I am hosting a completely free 4-hour experience this Saturday on Zoom. I am going to help you become the kind of person that values yourself, that respects yourself, to start saying yes to yourself instead of foods that leave you feeling bloated, inflamed, and super stuffed until the next day. If you feel like, yeah, you know what? I always end up binging on foods that make me feel like crap. Like, I am saying yes more to foods that made me feel like crap than actually valuing myself. You're going to want to be on this experience. If you're longing for more connection, being around other people that can actually have conversations like this, that don't look like you at you when you have like 25 eyeballs. They're like, oh, I actually get you. You're going to want to be at this experience. It's completely free. It's 4 hours. And I want to help you shift your identity out of this binge eater, out of this self-sabotager, out of the all or nothing mentality, into somebody who sees themselves as a badass. Somebody who respects themselves to stop when they're full. Somebody who respects themselves to say no to eating more than your body needs. Saying no to foods that don't serve you. And the result of this is you're going to have way more joy in your life. You're going to feel way more confident in your own skin. And your food thoughts are going to dissipate because you're not thinking about, oh my God, I'm so bloated. Oh my God, why did I eat that? Oh, there's no shame. There's no guilt. It's like you're respecting yourself. You're actually eating foods that make you feel good because you value yourself. You see yourself as this badass. I want to eat like a badass. I'm going to treat myself like one. So to join this 4-hour experience, you can message me, yes. The link is also in my bio. We're going to be doing a visualization meditation exercise where you're going to shift your identity out of this binge eater into somebody who is this badass. You're also going to be doing an entire training session, like I said, on how to actually be somebody who respects yourself instead of just always sabotaging yourself with food and constantly eating foods that make you feel like crap. We're going to be doing a workout session. You guys get to work out with me. Are you excited about this? We're going to be actually doing a workout session on Zoom. Why this is so important is because we're going to have fun. Like, so many of you guys love taking care of yourself, and I'm a big workout person myself. So many of you guys love working out. So like, we're going to have the time of our life on Zoom working out together. And there's also going to be a Q&A with a special guest. And most importantly, you're going to leave this experience feeling unstoppable. You're going to leave this experience feeling like I can absolutely conquer. I can be this person that respects myself. I can be somebody who naturally craves nourishing foods. I can let go of this identity that I'm a self-sabotager. I'm not consistent. I'm this binge eater. I'm always going to think about food. No, because you know what? In 2018, I had those thoughts. I thought nobody else struggles with this. I'm the only person that thinks about food. I'm going to spend the rest of my life binge eating. Until I realized that your thoughts influence your behaviors with food. So if you're constantly telling yourself, I'm a self-sabotager, I'm this binge eater, you're going to keep binge eating. You're going to keep sabotaging yourself. You have to shift the way that you're seeing yourself. You have to shift your identity into this badass who respects herself. And once you do that, you're naturally going to crave nourishing foods, and you're not even going to have the desire to eat foods that make you feel like crap. And that's what I'm so excited for. So again, if you want to be part of this experience, you can message me the word yes in cap locks, like be excited, and I'll send you the link. It's happening this Saturday, April 18th from 1 to 5 p.m. EST. And it's an experience. So come live, show up. People are coming from around the world, like Italy, Colombia, Germany, like literally all around the world, the UK. So show up, come live, and we're going to have an incredible time, and you're going to experience a transformation of a lifetime, and going to connect with badasses from all around the world who also get you. And that's one of the most transformational experiences. So before I wrap up, do we have any questions for those of you guys who are on? Do we have any questions? I can stay on for a bit. We have Tanya here. Hey, Tanya. Heather, Amber. Any questions before I pop off? You know, you are so much closer to being this unstoppable badass. I think so many people think, like, but it's so far away, but like but I always eat food that make me feel like crap. And Lorna, I get it. I know this food doesn't make me feel good, but I keep going to it. And you can keep telling yourself that story. You can keep telling yourself that you're this way, or you can believe that there's a way out. You can trust that there is a way out. You actually allow yourself to shift your identity, to let go of this story that you can't change, that you can't heal, that you can't conquer, and instead you decide that you can. You have to decide that I can conquer binge eating. I can feel incredible in my own skin. I can crave nourishing, healthy foods without sabotaging on 5 protein bars every single week or a tub of ice cream every single week. I can be that person. You don't even have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. You just got to decide that I can be that person. And on Saturday's call, I'm going to actually show you in real time how to start shifting this so that you can actually believe that you can be this person. You can start feeling like, holy moly, I can be that person based off of the exercises that we're going to be doing. And being able to get into different breakout rooms, connect with the other badasses in the room, it's going to be so life-changing. I'm so excited. So I'm excited to see you guys on Saturday. Again, message me, yes, and I will send you the link. Be sure to register. We're going to have the time of your life, and you're going to walk away with a completely different viewpoint of yourself, which inevitably is going to help you stop using food for comfort when you're bored, when you're stressed, when you're overwhelmed, and say no to foods that may actually make you feel like crap. So I can't wait to see you guys on Saturday. Have a beautiful rest of your day, you guys, and we will see you on